Dave Gogel from Edgerock Technology Partners.
I'm Nunzio Bruno from Financial Digital, and this is Season 2, Episode 23.
Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business. We are shooting at the Schiavelli Center at Stick Technology Park. I want to thank Dave, I want to thank Nunzio for coming on. We'll have an interview with Marla Michael, the director of the Schiavelli Center, for the spotlight. And welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for coming on. I'm Alfonso, and let's get right into the hot topics. First up, Twitter turned down $10 million from Google. Fortune's Jesse Hempel said it last fall that Google offered them money. The board turned down a $2 billion offer from Facebook and a $10 billion from Google. Microsoft almost made an offer, but didn't because Twitter shot down both of them already. They don't even have that much profit to even.
Oh yeah, they do. They just started monetizing.
Well, when Google proposed this to them, they weren't even worth half of it.
$30-something million. I know it seems weird. I think the article touched on it a little bit. I think what's weird is they say 200 million users, but it's clearly not that many.
Not active.
But I think that's it's hard to value a company like that, and I mean, I couldn't tell you what it's worth.
But their monetization right now is very not minimal, but it's very buried, right? They do the promoted. They try to get money for promoted search terms. I really haven't noticed any legitimate ad space.
No. I heard that they were going to, but I haven't seen anything.
Well, they charge for the promoted tweets, right?
Yep.
Isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, even two of the board members are part-time. They're not. There's, you know what I mean. Some of the staff that they have, the head of the whole company, are part-time. They're not even full-time employees. So,
but it's still such a new company. It was kind of like Facebook was private for a long time.
Yeah. And
now look at them. And if they're a similar structure, you have exactly what you're saying. You have these part-time guys that put together this little social platform, and they want to see where they can take it or what it can grow into before they try to actually cash in on it.
Do you think it had to do with kind of the change in leadership? I mean, them turning down those roles. Do you think people were upset? I mean, it's a lot. $10 billion is a lot of money.
And then what was that structure like? Was it, I'm sure it was based on some kind of performance or...
Yeah, and even back then, it's not as active as it is now. I mean, and back then, I'm meaning a year ago, at least. In the past year, even in Western Mass, it's just jumped, skyrocketed with the amount of people that are on it now.
And then you just think of all the APIs, stuff that Twitter's built into, right? You have what kind of clients you use for it, for the social communications, widgets on web browsers. So
yeah, how many businesses were started because of Twitter?
Right. So there's a lot of intrinsic value there that you don't really think about when you just think of the product.
Next up, 4 UMASS Amherst research projects awarded grants by President Jack Wilson. Wilson awarded $25,000 to 8 projects. Awards are to meet annually from the University Commercial Ventures and Intellectual Property Technology Development Fund. Said that. They started it in 2004, and more than $1.3 million has been granted to the university for researchers on all 5 campuses. So it's great. They in this article is from Mass Live. They listed the 8 people. I'm not going to say all of them because I'll butcher all the names, but a lot of them were in the science and engineering and
polymer development stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of sustainability.
Exactly. So I mean, this is a great opportunity. Even for some of them are still college students. Some of them are already doctors. So I mean, this is the teams that they've been building together. I mean, this is going to be great. Some of the things that they came up with.
And it brings a lot of innovation back this way outside of that Cambridge belt.
Yeah.
And especially with, I don't know if you guys kind of pay attention to economic news, but lately there's been a big push or a big forward movement into sustainability and the fact that if the U.S. or if our global marketplace keeps consuming at the rate and quantity that they're consuming, the natural resources won't be able to sustain it for as long as people think. It's not just always going to be there. So this is awesome. That one smash about developing low consumption, low energy electronics, just incentives for tech, which is huge, but also sustainable tech.
Yeah.
Really pushing.
Yeah, I think this is great for just even for the school. They're doing it great because they're initiating the students to participate more, starting something and being more innovative instead of just kind of trying to do their own corporate ladder. They're actually starting their own projects, which is great.
I think it brings up too, and the reason why the polymer development jumped out at me, a lot of people don't know that UMass is kind of in the forefront of polymer development, whether it's UMass Lowell Plastics is huge, like within the medical device and manufacturing industry. I mean, that's a top level school. A lot of people don't know that about that kind of science and engineering within UMass, and I think it'll bring a lot of those great students who are in high school saying, "Oh wow, maybe I should check out UMass for that type of engineering."
Yeah.
There's a lot of wind energy, right?
Absolutely.
All the plastics go into the
Absolutely.
or polymers rather.
If you want to find more information on the article, just go to masslive.com. They have a full article with all the people that won and what the description of all their projects or what they're getting funded for. Next up, Ford expands recall of the F-150 pickup to all of them from the years 2004 to 2006. It was a total of 1.2 million. The government pretty much told them to do the recall. They said that it was all because of the airbags.
Mm-hmm.
It started in February, and then all of a sudden, government just like pull them all. They want them all back. They got to fix all of them. I mean, I feel like just this year in recalls, or this past couple of years, it's just been way too much.
So with Ford, I like Ford a lot actually right now as a company and even as a brand. They were one of the first car companies domestic to be profitable again outside of the recession.
Yep.
And for them, to maybe have rushed something, bring it to product line and the sales level, right, selling it to people. Just something like this shouldn't be an expensive fix. So I don't want something like this. This piece of news could be really detrimental to the average person that doesn't know all of the work, especially with making their bond level and their debt securities were like really low grade. So they worked really hard to bring those back up to like a really respectable level.
The stock actually, if you look at it, it didn't really get hit that hard. Where if you look in March where it was trading, it was starting to trade up as it hit towards April. If we look at this story, I think it dropped like they were saying like 30 cents on the share, but it kind of leveled out. And if you look at like the intra-month, if you want to call it that, like it's still actually doing really well. And I think the average consumer, like you're saying, is going to look at it and be like, oh wow, maybe. But there's no reason to jump ship here. People who are invested in Ford and also Ford as a company, I mean, they handled it well. It looked like they were trying to give some pushback. They didn't want to go in, and maybe there was a negative PR spin there. But overall, I don't really think it's that.
I think with a lot, and it's not just Ford, with a lot of the cars lately, with the more tech that goes involved with it, the more problems come with it. I did a little research, so I'm going to list through just from 2010. This is not even all of them. This is just researching what was on the first page of Google, pretty much. Ford had the F-150, Mercury Milan, which is, I think, Ford owns Mercury, 2010 for the powertrain automatic transition. Toyota's, which was the biggest group, the 2009-2010 RAV4, Corolla, and Matrix, 2005 to 2010 Avalon, 2007 to 2010 Camry, 2010 Highlander, 2007 to 2010 Tundra, 2008 to 2010 Sequoia, the Mazda 6 from 2009 to 2010, Honda Elements and Honda Odyssey from 2007 to 2008, Chrysler's Jeep Wranglers from 2006 to 2010, Dodge Caravan and Chrysler Town & Country, which is pretty much the same thing, from 08 to 09. These are all recalls from within this past year, and I guarantee you this is not even all of them. This was just on the first page of Google.
So basically, if you're driving, make sure you go check in on your vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably get something replaced for free.
It's just, and I think it's just like they're making great steps to like better the cars, but sometimes it's the technology that makes it draw back at the same time.
Yeah, because I think that's what they said with the airbag. It was like a wire thing. It wasn't actually an airbag.
Exactly. Lastly, Ad Week relaunches. They're getting rid of Brand Week and Media Week. The two industries have been in publication for about 20 years now, and they're actually, I think by next week or this week even, they're going to be gone. They're going to be all going under the Ad Week banner, they call it, with a new slogan, the voice of the media. I'm not surprised by this. I mean, they're getting rid of the two print. I mean, print is just eventually, I think it's all going to be really joining forces with the online media companies, but I'm not surprised by this at all.
Well, I think there's a lot of good overlap, especially you have a lot of oh god, this is gonna be an edit because I just lost the hero.
Right. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is economies of scale here, people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good overlap. The same people that are following Brand Week are probably following Media Week.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of spending the different resources advertising differently or trying to reach different markets, Ad Week you put those resources together and you have better efficiency.
Yeah.
Do you think though that the people are going to? I mean, if you click on the other two websites, it has the banner right at the top saying we're joining services.
Yeah.
But do you think that, I'm going to use an example that Massachusetts people understand, like Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're different websites or blogs within this one overall thing. Something like that might have been a little bit better because I feel like they are going to lose out on ad revenue. I understand the points, and again, just maybe playing devil's advocate. It seems like how could you possibly match the ad revenue coming from three different,
Instead
streams?
of
just one. I mean, and maybe I'm off there again. I'm not an expert in that. It's just as an outside observer looking at all three different websites, I could see how an individual person might click on the media versus what's going on in advertising. Again,
a lot of the articles did cross over though. I went through the websites and they did have some of the same articles in different sites.
Well,
so.
for revenues though, if you're one institution and you're the only place to go for that kind of exposure, you kind of have control on what you want to ask for.
And that's why, again, looking at it as an outside observer, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I wonder what the actual streams coming in are and if it is worth it, because it very well may be.
Well, they already did cutbacks on employment, or since of December of this past year. I mean, the editor of Media Week left and took a PR position. The editor of Brand Week joined Mashable. So I mean, people have been leaving for some time now, and they've been placing people and hiring people with younger people per se they can pay less. So the whole shift on the back end has been started during this past winter. So before we even knew about the merger.
Right. And then you think too, they get the best of, if they're looking for power players, they get the top tier managers and leaders from all of the all different organizations. And it might be kind of bad for those towards the bottom that will get that cut because of those resources. But you might have a more efficient machine that can later actually bring those people back or have that capacity later.
Yeah. I think we all agree there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, I work at
Cambridge Credit Counseling is a nonprofit credit and housing counseling agency located right here in Western Massachusetts. Our certified counselors can help you plan to pay off your credit card debt, explore your foreclosure options, and help you understand if a reverse mortgage is right for you. Call us at 1-800-CAMBRIDGE to learn how we can help.
And welcome back to the Business Spotlight. I'm here with Marla Michael, the director of the Shibeli Enterprise Center at STIC. Marla, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for being here.
So, for people that don't know, what is the history of the Enterprise Center?
Well, the Shibeli Enterprise Center has been open as an enterprise center since 1999. And what that means is that this is a building that is dedicated to growing businesses and for building them. I like to say it's a business building, both it's what we are and it's what we do. And how we do it is by having a collection of different service providers. We call them anchor tenants, the Small Business Development Center, the Small Business Administration, SCORE, which is Service Corps of Retired Executives, NEBA, which is the New England Business Associates Business Consulting Center, who works with people with entrepreneurs with disabilities, as well as our business incubator, are all housed within this building. The building has great karma. It's one of the former Springfield Armory buildings. So as you walk around, you've got the old brick building. So it's not quite a mill building, but you've got the old brick, you've got brick ceilings, you've got the old wood floors with the oil stains from the machines that used to be here. And it just has this really nice feel. And when the building was redeveloped back in the late 90s, it was really made to be an accessible space and a really nice place for businesses to grow. So a business incubator, I'm the director of both the Enterprise Center as well as the incubator. Basically, the incubator is a place where young businesses come. We talk about what their business plan is, we talk about where their growth opportunities are, and if they choose to locate here in the business incubator, then in addition to just getting an office, with free parking and security and all those other kinds of things, they get a dedicated team of mentors, people from business that are here to help them succeed. And that's something that kind of distinguishes incubators from just an office building. They also get a community of entrepreneurs that they can meet with, and we have bi-monthly lunches that they get together with everybody in the building to kind of talk about different items that they might have on their minds to share. And of course, they can also just walk down the hall, or or be in conference rooms or lounges, or the shared kitchen, and and talk with each other about what there is here that they need.
Great. So what is more so your role with both?
So as director, it's my role to both get the word out that it's here, to make sure that we have businesses that know about the services that are here. I feel that it's not something that we want to do. I don't want the anchor tenants to have to spend their time marketing and trying to find people to come to their classes and their workshops. Rather, this enterprise center, one of the biggest things that we can do for the anchor tenants here is to help to bring people in. Again, the other thing, because it's a public building, what we can do is for those people that are having events and workshops related to helping other businesses build, they can do it right here. I mean, that's what this is. We build businesses in this building. So whether it's actually being part of the community by offering, by having, a cubicle or a suite here, or whether it be, by offering a workshop for people that are in this building or in our region, I think that's what this building does. And that's what my job is, to kind of coordinate all those things, to bring the clients in so that the incubator has a flow of tenants and clients that are coming here, that the building is full, that the building is getting the word out, that people know that, the region is alive with entrepreneurship.
So what's the future? What's the plans for the future?
Well, plans for the future are to continue to bring clients into this building. We saw with the economic downturn, we saw a slight downturn in terms of the clients, so we're very actively looking for clients right now. Clients for the incubator consist of young businesses that are looking to get out of their home, that really, want to be successful, that want to use mentors and advice from people. Our mentors are from the banking community, the legal community, accounting, graphic artists, strategic consultants, marketing, sales, entrepreneurs, so everything that that a client might need. So we're looking for more of those companies. I'm also looking for other companies that want to be in an environment that is about business building.
So, I know that we've conversed, so you always have events going on. Are there any future events you want to let viewers know about?
There are a couple. Here at the Enterprise Center, I have monthly open houses. I have 2 coming up. May 11th and June 8th are the next ones, and we just ask that people RSVP to incubator@stcc.edu. Those are at noon, lunch is included, and we give a tour and we talk about what happens at the incubator, and different service providers from the community and young businesses come. So that's May 11th and June 8th. And then our anchor tenants are always having a bunch of events. So I know that the Small Business Development Center have a number of workshops on marketing coming up. So folks are more than interested to come check out the site and see.
So they're all posted on the site for.
Right now, you have to go to the different anchor tenants. So you'd have to go to the MSBDC site to see what events are going on, what trainings they have. SCORE has a number of trainings on a relatively regular basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers?
I think that people should know that the Chevalier Enterprise Center is a regional resource for entrepreneurship. So not only do we keep everything here at the Enterprise Center, but we connect people with other resources in the region. So if it happens to be that they want to use the kitchen incubator up in Greenfield, or they want to figure out what's going on in Holyoke, or something along those lines, or obviously staying here in Springfield, it's about a regional approach to entrepreneurship, and that's really what the Chevalier Enterprise Center is about.
Great. Carla, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alfonso.
And we'll be right back. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Today was a great episode.